So, aloha and welcome, soul friends and family. One thing I'm going to do is make sure that you can see me. So, just give me a moment as I edit the audience here. Okay, here I am. And I'm also going to do this. Should definitely get either people to stop following me or to continue following me. All right, so the title of this meeting is Will the Real Archangel Michael Please Stand Up? Please stand up, please stand up. And why? Why am I talking about archangels when, I'm kind of, people might think I'm condemning people who channel angels, and not really, but want to deconstruct this a little bit and deconstruct the disempowerment that I see pervasive in this kind of in these people that channel archangels or ascended masters. So one of the reasons I chose Archangel Michael is because he's the most popular. Usually he is like the introduction, right, to angels, to archangels. He's usually the ambassador, the diplomat, he's the bridge, right? And I'm just using he because, you know, Mikael, right? So it's not Michael, it's Mikael if you want to get into the vibration of what that beingness offers within yourself that you already have. So that gives you a little bit of insight into what I mean, where I'm going with this. So eventually, so what happens when people they feel drawn into this, and it really might be something in their soul, maybe something that they really need. It's not for me to judge or to say, but I've gone through this process. I went through the new cage spirituality. I went through that religious process and to the point where I could see all the shadow stuff. Like, so I've had to go through, it's like I had to get an education on what that process is like for people. And then the shadow, what happens, the shadow that it either feeds or creates within a person's psyche, and then what to do about it. So why is Archangel Michael usually the introduction? What are the attributes that he carries that most people are attracted to? It's protection, right? And it's confidence, courage. So it's like this, and kind of fiery, protective, you can do it, right? Like motivational, he's motivational feeling. He's this kind of like feeling of inspiration, motivation, confidence raising, self-esteem lifting up, and protection. You're protected, you're safe to be yourself, because that's what most people say about that beingness. To me, it's like a library of light. I mean, if you're really focused on it and you're really devoted, and you see this beingness as something above you or only outside of you, what you're doing is you're falling into worship. You're falling into the worship mentality, the savior mentality. You're falling into this place. That's why I think we have this fallen angel history of this hierarchical understanding, like of there are beings that are somehow greater than human. Well, how will you ever have healthy evolution if you can never get to where that higher beingness is? You can't. It's not about arrogance either. So if you go to the other side of it, right, there's this arrogance or narcissism that happens where people start to think that they are above others because they are exploring spirituality. They have they say they have like a higher vibration or a higher frequency, whatever it is. if you really look at this and start to understand this, you start to see how this actually is degrading people's consciousness while they think it's not being degraded. It's distorting the consciousness. It's not healthy. I mean, basically, I'm looking at this from a perspective of holistic health beyond just physical. And I, I would have I my instinct and my experience tells me that there usually is a physical issue, a biological issue that's creating this need for this higher beingness, right? So, like when I went through my own new cage religion, right, process, when I went through the whole thing, one of the things that happened for me, which helped me a lot, was that when I was like, I would say in, like in the consciousness of those higher beings, supposedly, the messaging, the energetic messaging and the feeling and everything that lined up for me was always, do not give your power away to me. Because I had that was the first, that's kind of like almost like a pushback into my energy of like, don't give this. And that was an interesting experience because then I could see what people were doing. They were putting this beingness, they were worshiping it. They were putting it on an altar above them instead of understanding, well, this is like a mirror, and these are the attributes of this consciousness that I would like to activate or initiate into through life itself. I don't need to claim myself as a god because I feel like even that puts the mentality of God is over others. But that just doesn't work. And it doesn't work within consciousness. You have to understand what you're attracting when you're, what the vibration you're creating, the frequency that you're in when this happens. So again, I'm not trying to shame anyone for this process because I went through it. I did it. I explored all of it, but I needed to, in order to come to the other side, to be able to help people have a healthy relationship with their soul and spirit itself. If I could conduct an experiment, which would be kind of difficult to do because I'd have to get a large percentage of the collective population to do it, or at least a large percentage of the collective population of people who believe and put a lot of effort and worship archangels, if they stopped thinking about them altogether, stopped feeding them, stopped worshiping them, start to just live the attributes that they want to live by remembering that those attributes are within themselves, what would happen in consciousness itself? Meaning in the collective regarding these figures, these archetypes. That would be an interesting experiment if we could carry it out. It would be difficult, but it would be interesting to see if people would stop talking about them. That would be my, like, what would take its place? The other thing would be like, what would take its place? So I'm sharing because I feel like doing this is kind of worshipped it, and then also saying like you're healing people with this being, or you're channeling this energy of this being to heal others, right? That's all disempowerment speak, and I feel like it's basically causing a retardation in the growth of healing itself. Like, where could we carry this as a people if we stopped worshiping outside higher beings and started to just embody the attributes of those beings. If we could start to deal with our pain, if we could start to look at the pain of feeling less than somehow, just part of it is just being able to deal with that, like that feeling, right? And also all the mental, emotional, and energetic investment into feeling less than or broken or wrong somehow. It's hard. I mean, once you start doing it, it gets easier, but it's hard. It's hard work. So I don't know. I can't see if anyone is seeing me or if anyone has any comments or questions, but I feel like this is an important conversation. And as I'm creating this the healing body membership, I'm looking for people who want to get it and restore their natural healing algorithm. It's there, it's not gone. But there's so many things and the ways that we look at things that have to be changed. It's your perception that has to be changed. So if you're interested, if this kind of like, if there's something in you that like you really want to know yourself, you want to know what healing is beyond the worship savior mentality, this offering is definitely for you. Um, I'm asking people to like get on Substack because, you know, playing the game here because of, speaking out against these so-called safe and effective measures that have not been safe or effective or healthy, has, basically like, I'm kind of like, um, I'm not towing the party line, so I'm not going to be seen in the feed like I used to. And maybe everyone that's like that for everyone, because since this platform wants people to do sponsored ads, they want to make money, right? They don't want you to have organic reach. I get that. And I'm not here trying to conquer the algorithm that exists, because that's another kind of, in a way, deficiency mentality. And why would I even waste my energy trying to do that? So yeah, so I'm trying to get everybody on Substack. It's free, and there's a paid, if you want to pay, if you want to, you know, support me, you can subscribe, and where you pay for a subscription. It's not that expensive. Um, and I'm just basically doing my best for myself to unlock where I have not thought, like I have not put the thought process in the that's necessary with regards to all around our holistic health. And in doing that, I'm hoping that it helps others. I really want this to help people who are on a healing path, personally or professionally. So there's that. Okay, so any questions, comments, please feel free to share them below. I will share a link to the Substack, and I think what I'm going to do for the healing bodies, I'm going to do a group call, so people get a taste of what it would be like to be in that membership. And moving forward, if people want to work with me, new people, then you have to be a member, you have to be a part of the membership, and then you get discounts on one-on-one sessions anyway with that. But I really want to have this kind of community, basically, um, people interested in their natural healing algorithm, right? And facilitating environments co-creative environments where the natural healing algorithm is easily received and easily embodied. So there we go. All right. So yeah. So lots of joy and peace and whatever attribute you want to embody. Have at it. And I'll see you all soon, okay? Bye.